Well, the BBC better have a good excuse for this. Let's begin. Now, of course, believe it or not, there are a few people out there who think that the BBC is just a wonderful channel. Organisation that produces loads of quality programming. I personally think those people probably do need to go see a doctor, but anyway, they have apparently done something which is going to pay you off more than the TV licence fee. And of course, that in itself is £169, so that's got to be something quite severe to pay me off more than that, eh? I mean, well, I don't actually pay the licence fee, but for those who do, you're more than likely now going to cancel it. And that's because it says BBC Fury, as Huw Edwards' eye water and pay increased by £40,000 despite the scandal. And obviously, yes, while BBC presenters do seem to have massive pay packets, especially Gary Lineker, this one is even more of a kick in the balls than that. Because obviously it recently came out that the 62-year-old has been charged with, and I've got to be a bit careful how I say this because of YouTube's policies, but he's been charged with making, let's just say, naughty images involving little people, if you know what I mean, and is set to appear at Magistrates Court on Wednesday morning. And get this, the annual report states that Edwards was paid at least £475,000 between 2023 and 2024 despite being taken off air, so he wasn't even working at the time. However, for him to be charged with this, I'm guessing the police do have quite a lot of evidence, and I'm guessing it wouldn't exactly do the BBC any favours at all for it to come out that they increased his pay whilst an investigation was going on. I mean, if I was the BBC and he was in line for a pay increase, I'd have probably waited until he was actually back at work. Because let's face it, if you're giving someone a massive 40 grand pay increase who maybe, just maybe, might have something Jimmy Savile-esque about them, and they're working for your publicly owned channel, then that surely is not a good look, eh? And it says that it's a substantial increase from his previous salary, which was listed in 2022 to 2023 between £435,000 and £439,999, or £1 off 440,000. Anyway, Edwards of course remained on the payroll while suspended, which is apparently is a normal BBC policy, and he was also the corporation's highest paid newsreader, which, let's face it now, he has thrown his career down the toilet, I'm guessing. But what have the BBC said about it? Well, speaking after the list was published, the BBC's Director General Tim Davies said, "No one wants to waste a pound, but we need to act proportionately and fairly, and I think that's what we did." What, paying someone 40 grand to stay at home? I mean, that's public money, remember. That's TV licence money. I don't really like the thought of that myself, eh? And surely just goes to show why we shouldn't have a TV licence fee at all, because at the end of the day, people who pay the TV licence fee are paying their wages, remember. So surely isn't now the perfect time to go the adult subscription route? Although let's face it, the chance of that happening is more likelier than me going on a date with Amanda Holden, which would be great, Amanda. But either way, among the 4 decades working at the BBC, the broadcaster released a statement announcing Edwards' departure, and it said, after 40 years of service, Huw has explained that his decision was made on the basis of medical advice from his doctors, not at all what I'm guessing he was accused of. The BBC has accepted his resignation, which it believes will now allow all parties to move forward, and we don't believe it appropriate to comment further. And obviously, I could be wrong, but I'm guessing they probably don't know what to say. The married dad of 5 has been off the channel since July 2023, following reports that he had paid a young person for, let's just say, naughty images. And the veteran broadcaster, it says, faces 3 charges over alleged activity between December 2020 and April 2022. And the police have apparently said that the offences are linked to images shared on WhatsApp. And just bear in mind that this guy was on our TV screens for quite a lot of nights between those dates. And, I don't know about you, but I personally think it's quite strange. If anything, it seems to me that the BBC, and obviously I could be wrong with what I'm about to say, but it does seem that the BBC seem to be painting him as some sort of victim, saying that his decision was made on the basis of advice from his doctors rather than the crime which he may have committed. So personally, to me, it just sort of shows whose side they're on, eh?